Hey guys, want to bring you another YouTube video. So I actually had an alert. Usually I get news alert for interesting articles or anything that find interesting or breaking news. So as some of you guys know, I used to live in the Pacific Northwest for almost 3 years. And so Oregon's governor, Kate Brown, uh, said that there's a statewide 2 week freeze issued over the weekend to mitigate the spread of COVID 19 would face jail time or a hefty fine. So I think she is actually the first one or any governor that issued or warned that there could be a jail time or a hefty fine. And I know that this is the title. It was actually catchy. It caught my eye. The source is from The Hill, so I wasn't sure if it was legit. And from continuing when I read, according to the Oregonian, so they are one of the local newspapers there, which states that it prohibits indoor and outdoor gathering larger than 6 people from two separate households, amounts to misdemeanors. Those who fail to comply with the restrictions could reportedly be fined $1,250 and or placed behind bars for up to a month. People in Oregon face similar penalties for violating the governor's stay-at-home order back in March, the paper noted. Now, I don't remember hearing that there was similar penalties because we do have family that lives there. And we didn't hear anyone talking about it really, or it was being news. Now, it's kind of convenient with Thanksgiving coming around the corner that this could be interesting how they're going to handle this. There's two things I noticed. It said two separate households, 6 people. Now, the thing is, when we had Thanksgiving out there, we actually had 3 to 4 households gathering. So, if we were still living out there, we would not be able to do that gathering anymore, or we would have to split it or do something. Now, also, the 6 people, we would have to leave someone out, essentially. So that's another thing. And how are they going to enforce it? Are they going to have people out patrolling and see how many cars, who's belong to? That's going to be another interesting thing, how they're going to handle it. Now, that again, I didn't know if it was legitimate because I wanted to make sure. So then I took a look and Googled to see Oregon fines and jail time for coronavirus. And so this popped up. And so this is what was showing up. Obviously, it was trending with Governor Kate Brown. So obviously, it's true that it sounds like they're trying to enforce it, which is kind of surprising. And we could go over some of their fines and policies. Again, I'm a big policy believer that you should be looking at based on the policy. Again, if you're going to be on two sides, right? If you're on the side that you want to pretty much want to be able to listen to the governor and think that they know what's best, and that you think that mandatory lockdowns is best, then yeah, then you're going to be okay with that. That you're not going to see family or anything like that. That's what even Dr. Fauci said. He's not even going to see his daughter. It's going to be virtual. Then that's one thing. Now, if you're on the other side that thinks, well, I know who's been in which contact, I know who works with who, or what's the risk exposure. I don't want to get this person sick because they're a higher risk. So maybe they should be doing it virtually or be having Thanksgiving alone or something. then that's the other argument that you could be like, well, I okay with the governor mandating this, and okay with what they think is best, or if you think you could govern and be able to uh, decide how you want to handle Thanksgiving. So again, it just depends on which side. Again, I think we kind of know some facts about it, like who's at, again, it's based on who's at higher risk. Um, the elders are at higher risk if you have preconditions medically. So that's where I think you may have or know what's best for your family in that sense. And so that's where, like I said, I question some policies there for the state because, and based on the fines, because $1,250 in jail time. And that's where you kind of have to rank, is this more serious than some of the other policies that they have in place that most people might not be familiar with. So another one would be, I'll show you. So this is another one. Oregon recently passed some policies of, like, Oregon decriminalizes possession of hard drugs, just like some other states apparently. But it did say Oregon becomes the first state to decriminalize hard drugs. So that is trending at the time. I can show you. Those were the measures that was up for ballot in Oregon. Tobacco and nicotine tax. Looks like they said yes, so the taxes went up on that. You can see this one, Oregon Measure 109, permits licensed service providers to administer. You can see that talks about different drugs of 21 years or older. They passed that, saying yes for 56%. And then the one that we're talking about reclassifies Oregon Measure 110, where it says reclassifies drug possession offenses to lesser violations, resulting in a $100 fine or complete health assessment. That was passed for 59%. So if you think about $100 fine or health assessment, so that's like in most states that you could be fined and jail time for something like that, for hard drugs. Now, here's another thing that most people probably didn't know. Oregon has one of the strictest littering fine, $6,250 if you litter. So that is the max fine. I don't think most people knew about that, but that's where I think you kind of have to watch out if you're in Oregon. And it's one of the few states that lets you pump, don't let you pump your own gas. They have a gas station attendant to pump your gas for you. But again, that's where the fines, I don't know if you agree or not. That's why I think Oregon is pretty clean, and you can see why the fine's pretty high compared to some of the other policies they have. So again, it depends on where you feel and about. I mean, I don't mind the fine for the $6,250 fine, because hey, it seems like it really works because you hardly see any littering there. It's very clean and beautiful with nature and everything. So I think obviously that works. But I'm not sure. Again, I no longer live there, so I don't know how I would feel about the new, because again I have kids, so I don't know how. Like I said, I would be heartbroken if my kids were into drugs or anything like that, and if it's easy access, I don't know if that would be a great thing. So that's how I would kind of fall. But I definitely see like it being a slippery slope out there, but we'll see because they are one of the few states, and we'll see how it works out for them, or if it doesn't work out for them. But again, Oregon's doing something new with potentially jail time and fines if you are. Now it doesn't really say like how hard of the freeze is. Is it for essential workers? Is it a complete lockdown? That's where it doesn't really say on there. So, uh, yeah, it just says for the last 8 months, I have been asking Oregonians to follow the letter of law and the spirit of the law, and we have not chosen to engage law enforcement at this time. Unfortunately, we have no other options. So, it says temporary freeze, which is set to last until early December. Restaurants and bars will be reducing their business to takeout and delivery options. So, okay, there is some answers. Gyms, museums, skating rinks will also be required to close during the period. So, they do have some museums there in Portland. That's nice. So, yeah, that's what it sounds like. That they are closing certain businesses for the next 2 weeks. So, except you're going to be able to do takeouts and delivery options. Again, I have video about my local state. Again, I'm not surprised. Like I said, since I'm familiar with this, again, each state, it seems like they're rolling out different rules. So it will be interesting how they're going to handle and if we're going to get cases down. So go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we could get through this. Whether you're for it or against it, I think we're all wanting to get through this and everyone being healthy and get through this difficult time until we could get back to normal. Until then, again, together we could build better tomorrow. And again, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for supporting the channel and continue to watch. All right, thanks.